Good evening, and welcome to another satirical version of Diatribes from the Voice of Doom. Now here's your sardonic and sarcastic host, Voice of Doom. Hello. Alright, I'm gonna do some different stuff for the next few diatribes. I don't want to talk about current events and stuff because no news is bad news, and there hasn't been much news lately, so I know something bad's coming very soon. But since we all know that there will be no election in 24, I want to give you some previews of what we can expect, since it won't be happening. I wanted to do a little parody, a little satire, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this off because I don't write much down and I just put stuff in my head thinking I can just pull it off. But I wanted to give you an idea of how the debate would go between Orangey and Petri Dish, because I don't see one happening. I would love to see it happen because it would be very interesting, but here's how I think it would go. Now, picture to yourself an auditorium filled with onlookers. It's very patriotic, red, white, and blue everywhere. Maybe a Ukrainian flag here and there. And the two candidates are introduced. We'd like to introduce to you the Republican nominee for the presidential candidacy, Orangey. And they wheel Orangey out in a hand truck with a steel catcher's mask on his face, and he will be wheeled to his podium. And now, without any further ado, let's introduce our incumbent president, the current president of the United States, Petri Dish. And Petri Dish comes hobbling out in a walker with a couple of tennis balls on it, and he's dragging an oxygen tent behind him, an oxygen tank, and he's got a mask on to get oxygen. And there's our two candidates. Now, our moderators for today will be Brett, poking the dead bear, and Denali Pellegrino. And our special guest moderator will be the Voice of Doom. Gotta have that in there. So let's get started with the debate. We'll give the first question to the Voice of Doom. Okay. Petri Dish, can you please explain to me what you plan to do in your next 4 years after such a successful tenure? The first 4 years you've been president. Tell us your plans for your next term. Well, I don't have to explain what I'm going to do. You can see what I've done already. The country's never been better. And we cannot allow the MAGA Republicans to elect this guy to be president because he is corrupt to the bone. He has 91 indictments against him, and he will be in jail soon. So we cannot have a criminal running this country. Okay, would you like to respond to that, Orangey? Well, if you take this mask off, maybe I could. You can still talk. Well, can you take the tongue depressor out? All right. My opponent, the current president, has ruined this country. and he is corrupt to the marrow. He has sold himself out and sold the country out to China, to Ukraine, to Romania, to Kazakhstan, and to Russia. That's not true. That's not true. You're the one. You're the one that Putin put in office. It was obvious that your election was a fraud. Well, I'm being indicted because I said that your election was a fraud. Well, I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth when I say the Russians got you elected. Well, am I telling the truth when I say that you took $10 million from Ukraine and a few $1 million from China and a few $1 million from Romania? That has not been proven. I had nothing to do with my son's business dealings, and anything that we're talking about is under investigation and cannot be discussed. It's under investigation by your own corrupt justice system. I am a stalwart believer in the rule of law. My justice system is sacrosanct. It's the Immaculate Conception. Everyone that I have placed in the Justice Department, from the FBI to the Attorney General to all the prosecutors across the country and the federal judges, are perfect. They've done nothing wrong. They are investigating diligently these false charges that have been levied against me and have no merit. But you, on the other hand, Orangey, are a puppet of Putin. We all know that. The whole country knows it. Well, I had nothing to do with Putin. I wanted to talk to Putin, and if I had talked to him, he probably wouldn't have freaking invaded Ukraine. That's not true. The only reason that he invaded Ukraine was because of you. You were president, and that's why he invaded Ukraine. Well, all right, that makes a lot of sense. Let's give another question to Brett poking the dead bear. We'll give a question to Orangey. Now, Mr. Orangey, you were president for 4 years, and we had no wars during that time, and the economy was doing rather well up until the pandemic shut the country down. Will you be shutting the country down again if you become president? Well, I will not shut the country down. And I didn't want to shut it down in the first place, but I was convinced to do it by a corrupt CDC under the aegis of a miserable wretch named Fauci, who I trusted. And if I get into the presidency again, I'm not going to trust anybody. I'm going to learn from the past. And I'm going to learn not to just hire anybody willy-nilly and let them do whatever the hell they want. Because I was stabbed in the back 55,000 times by people I trusted. And if I get in again, there's going to be hell to pay for the Democrat apparatus that has been corrupt to the bone. And we will have my own justice system. And I will put that together, and we'll just see what happens. But I want to assure you, people of what used to be America, before I left office, is that I will not have a justice system such as we had before. I will have a justice system that seeks justice. And if there are people that have taken millions and tens of millions of dollars from foreign countries and have perpetuated wars and have had horrible pullouts of Afghanistan, and have allowed all the major cities to go to hell, and have allowed the border to be wide open for anybody to bring in anything, that will come to an end if you elect me to be president one more time. And I will say one thing: I will be a lame duck right after I take the oath of office, so I will have nothing to lose by doing whatever I can to bring justice to the corrupt scum standing next to me with his oxygen tank. And that's the way it's going to be. Now let's hand it over to Denali Pellegrino. Well, give a question to Petri Dish. Now, Mr. Petri Dish, my question for you is, how do you like your ice cream? I mean, I notice you have a bowl of it over there, and it looks really delicious, and I think that you should talk about that, because America is interested in your analysis of your ice cream. You know I like chocolate chip. It's one of my favorite flavors, and I think that if I'm re-elected president, then I will make sure that everyone across America, even the MAGA Republicans, get at least one scoop of chocolate chip ice cream. I didn't do very good. I'm sorry. I was trying to be funny, but it was just off the top of my head, and I might not even post this. But that's how I see the debate going, and it was pretty haphazard and slipshod. I might post it, I might not. We'll see. I'll watch it. I could go on, but I didn't have much planned. Thanks anyway. Bye.